This is Designing with Purpose, where we break down the thinking behind architecture for clients, for architects, for better projects. I'm your host, Kyle Stuart, talking with the team at Thrive Architects about what actually drives great design. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of Designing with Purpose. Today I'm really excited about the topic because everybody, it seems, is talking about AI these days, and with good reason. It's a big deal. It's moving really fast. A lot of these conversations, though, are very overhyped. A lot of people don't truly understand what AI is and how it can help them, or even how it could potentially hurt them. And in the context of this conversation, we're talking about how does AI impact architecture? Obviously, architects can use AI, but the real question is, should they use AI, and where does it actually help in the design process versus potentially making it worse? So welcome to Jeremy and Ashley. Today I'll let you guys introduce yourselves real quick, but then let's get into what's the deal with AI and architecture and how does it impact your industry.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm excited about what we're going to do here now as we move forward. We've done a little trial run in our video series, and now we are rolling this out as episode 1. And I'm really hoping it's going to be really constructive to everyone out there in our profession, as well as clients that are working with other architects or interested in working with us, maybe even people coming into the profession, maybe even young students asking themselves, where is the profession heading? This topic today is going to be hopefully really helpful. So I'm Jeremy Bartlett. I'm the firm principal here at Thrive Architects.
And I'm Ashley Pollex, project manager, soon to be project architect.
Yeah, she just completed her licensing tests, and it's a pretty big milestone.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's a big deal. So yeah, let's get into it. Is AI a real tool for better design, or is it just a lot of noise at this point that people are chasing?
It's a real tool. The simple answer is yes.
It very quickly worked its way into all the tools we are already using. There's different plugins and extensions in SketchUp, in Autodesk, Revit, even Photoshop. You can quickly add different entourage into renderings and things really quickly. You can apply filters to different renderings. It's a very useful tool.
All of our marketing, all of our editing, anything that we're doing where we're writing text or language, we're running it through AI to help us kind of set up the format. It's literally in every single program and everything that we're using, and it happened all within
almost overnight.
Like a year. So there's been a lot of learning.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it definitely has just quickly gotten into literally everything we do, so it's hard to avoid. What do you like about it, just as an architect, and what do you maybe wish was different or don't like at all about it?
What I like about it is, we would sit maybe with writer's block when we're going to put together, if we're writing up for a project synopsis to describe in our marketing materials. We don't have that anymore. We can start with that, and then we can edit it into our own words. Very strong for something like that. The rendering tools that, we would come up with a couple ideas or concepts. Now we can kind of let the computer come up with hundreds, maybe even thousands of inspiration ideas in a matter of minutes.
Specifically with the rendering tools, one of the hardest things to accomplish is like a photorealistic look, which a lot of people, they want that. And it's very time consuming, and it's hard to achieve even with Lumion and SketchUp at our disposal here. AI does a really good job with creating like a more photoreal rendering, which saves a lot of time.
Yeah, from a client's perspective, who may come into it a little bit nervous if there's too much AI being used or whatever, they don't know about it very much. How can you speak to them in terms of, if there's concerns around is it impacting your creativity, or are they just going to get the same generic, designs regardless of architects now because it's all AI?
We've been asked this already by numerous clients, which tells me that they're really on top of their game. It is a real concern. and if you've used AI enough in any program really, you're starting to see that it has habits, it has patterns, it has very distinct, we'll call it language, right? Like distinct visual language. So as an architect, I mean, that's really important to us, right? Is we want our own distinct visual language. And so, yeah, I mean, we still have the power not to let it take control, would be where I'm coming from. And it still takes a human brain, which is still, surprisingly, way more powerful than AI. And I don't see that changing.
I would say too, AI kind of, it gives some people an unreal expectation, just because it'll produce these buildings or designs or whatever that are totally impossible to actually build, or if they are, it would be extremely expensive. And I don't know, I see it a lot more where clients are coming to meetings with AI renderings showing exactly what they want now.
It's good, right? It vets out some of the ideas, and it gives inspiration. That's no different than owners going through and previously maybe they picked from a Pinterest board or they grabbed images off of Google image search. It's really no different. It's just a different tool to organize and sort it, and maybe the computer can push it a little bit more in the direction that an owner wanted. It's still like Ashley says, it's funny, right? It'll produce stuff that structurally you would never want to build, or it would fail. It doesn't understand. It can't think. Can it get there? I honestly don't know that it can. There's too many layers to it, and there'll be some naysayers out there that say, "Oh, I can get there." There's too many layers to this. It's not happening anytime soon. And I look at this more like, I've been in the industry a really long time. We went from drafting on boards to all of a sudden AutoCAD came along, and we got more efficient, it got faster, and it was a better tool. But it didn't change the profession. It made us faster. It made the timelines quicker. That's another discussion for another day. Is that hurting our profession? It is. The speed to delivery is becoming an issue. Like something that used to give us 7 days to deliver on, now they want the answer that day, and the expectations they've changed. But these are the tools that allow us to meet those expectations, and we should all embrace that to some degree. We got to move at the speed at which technology is going to allow us. So.
Right. And what would you say to other architects who maybe feel the pressure to adopt AI and they're not sure about it?
I don't think we should be scared of it. We still hold the line on liability. We still hold the line on coordination. We still hold the line on our artistic inspiration and what we want our end product to be. I think you have to realize that that's really what makes an architect an architect. And these tools aren't changing any of that. Our importance is still right where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I would say right now, our main use for it is basically to apply a filter to a design that we fully, went through with the client, but we can apply different filters and things that'll just make the process a little more efficient.
We're using it in ways that it's almost like it just makes our work better. It improves our workflow, and it improves, so like gives us inspiration or gives us thoughts or ideas. But ultimately, we're still hands-on, and we're still making the changes, and we're still doing it. Is there stuff out here that's blowing us away every week? Oh yeah. There's some wild programs. There's been you can touch on some of this. We had for weeks or each week we bring in technology ideas to the office of things that we're seeing out there, and we all take turns doing that. We've found a lot of wild stuff out there that's on the horizon. Again, it's not going to be, it's a speed of process thing more than it is taking away our intellectual capabilities.
What are you most excited about with AI and what it can provide or give you the ability to do when it comes to architecture?
I think there's a lot of really cool things happening with AI. There's a lot of site planning applications. They study sun and wind patterns, even noise. There's a lot of space planning tools that help you make a really efficient floor plan or kind of maximize the use of a site. It's really interesting stuff what they're able to come up with.
Honestly, a lot of the things that are remedial tasks that I don't like doing, AI is actually taking care of. And that is what I'm most excited about. Like, I don't really like writing up RFPs and proposals. AI has helped me take care of a lot of that. Laying out a site plan and doing the most efficient parking lot layout. That's not fun to me. And AI, there's some really cool tools right now for AI to help you with parking lot layout, making it most efficient as fast as possible.
Automated tagging and dimensioning, that's on the horizon.
Yeah, who loves going through and putting dimensions on plans?
Anything else you would say, either positive or negative about AI?
I think don't be afraid of it and embrace it. It would be what I'd say right now. And if I'm going to lay myself out there, my first reaction, and it is always it's a little bit half glass empty. As a business owner, I'm always a little cautious. And so my first thing is always to think about what's the worst thing that could happen. And so as soon as AI started really coming heavy in, and it happened quickly, I was like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? We're all going to be out of a job. It's the very first thought.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody thought, yeah.
Yeah. And then a few months into starting to embrace it and spend time with it, I'm like, this thing can't possibly take away the job. Wow, it's a failure in more ways than I ever could imagine. But it offers some, like all the things we just talked about. It offers some. It's just a tool.
One other question: is there something you would say, like if clients again are a little bit concerned or have questions about this? Anything you would say to watch out for? Like if an architect presents them with certain things, or is there a point at which you take AI too far that you would kind of warn clients against or tell them to watch out for?
I mean, it's definitely been a concern. Clients are definitely expressing that concern. I mean, what is there to watch for right now? On the horizon, I'd say there's things to watch for. In the immediate, clear and present time that we're recording this on, what date are we on?
April 24th. 2026.
Yeah. So as we record this today, no. On the horizon, I can see issues with ideas are somewhat of an ownership and copyright thing. I can see that AI could start to make things very similar, and you could have some ownership issues with the ideas or the thoughts that are being projected.
I know from experience, if you're stumped trying to find something in the code book, do not trust what AI tells you.
Yeah.
Or at least, triple check it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll just completely make something up or just send you on a wild goose chase.
You definitely can't trust that. It's just pulling the data that's out there on the internet. It's deciphering it just like you would if you Googled, and it's just not accurate. Plus the codes keep changing. So there's old code on the internet. It's finding that stuff, And it's funny, right? You correct AI and you tell it did wrong, and it says, "Okay, sorry, you're right. I did wrong."
You were right. Yes.
What is that? That's not a vote of confidence.
Right. Well, it sounds like, in summary, that AI is an extremely valuable tool for architects. It's helping you to be more efficient. As far as clients go, when they have questions, ask those questions of your architect. Make sure you know how they're using AI, but for the most part, it's going to help get the project done more efficiently and allow your architect to focus more on being creative, designing it how you want, making sure you fall within your budget, coordinating the project, and also paying attention to things like code that AI is going to be inaccurate on.
Yeah, it's a fair summary. And since we're kind of getting to that close, if people are still kind of tuning in, I really encourage, we're just some architects here in Wisconsin, and we're going to talk about our experiences and I want to entertain other people out there. Share your experiences, share where you disagree with me, share where you agree with me, share, put it in the comments, put it in the posts. I think it's a really, as we move forward, this is the kind of these are the kind of episodes we want to put out there, and this is the kind of content that we want to create. And I think it'll be hopefully beneficial to our entire profession, as well as our clients and anyone else's clients that are looking. And to the young professionals coming in, they're scared the most. We get to interview, a lot, and we have a lot of intern opportunities here. And as I talk to them, that's been a common question. What do you think AI is going to do to my career 30, 40 years from now? So it's a good question to ask. But I right now I don't see it replacing the liability. I don't see it replacing the creativity, and I don't see it replacing the human brain. It's not capable. So gotta have some morals. Unfortunately, at some point you gotta have morals. We aren't even getting into that today. So.
Yeah, exactly. You need a human being with integrity and all of that people can trust. Ultimately, people still want to trust other people as opposed to robots. So this has been an extremely valuable conversation. Like Jeremy said, these are meant to be a conversation that is open to you, the viewer, or the listener. So if you have questions or comments, please do drop them in the comments. If you have other topics that you'd like to see explored here on this podcast, we'd love to hear what they are. So drop those in the comments as well. We can turn them into future episodes, and appreciate you listening. Thank you guys, Ashley and Jeremy, for being on today and talking about AI and architecture. And we look forward to recording another one next week and putting that out there as well. So have a great day, guys.